Hey there, gang. Welcome back to Papa's Model Workshop. I'm Papa. This is my workshop. I'm going to start right off with a brand new arrival, my latest arrival, and it is, hang on, guys. Should have had this ready for you, but I forgot. This is my newest arrival, Mobius 47 Fleetwood Coupe. Pretty cool. Or Fleet Master, not Fleetwood, Fleet Master Coupe. Isn't that cool? Got this from my friend Jim down at Men at Arms Hobbies in Middle Island, New York. That's right here on Long Island. And Jim Belocus. Jim, I hope I'm saying your last name right. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that properly. But anyway, Jim told me to go down there and see Jim. And we're all Jims here. And he told me to say that Jim sent me there. So I did. And when I told him that, he said, well, if you're friends with Jim Belocus, then I'm charging you double for this kit. All right. Anyway, that's the newest arrival. So if you saw the last video, you know that I'm working on the AMT Peterbilt wrecker, and I had missing parts, and I showed you what I did to get around that. So guess what? I have more missing parts. Do you believe this? Okay. So here's the deal. All right. This right down here that I circled is called a midship bearing. Now, this is kind of important because you can see, all right, right here, all right, the drive shaft connects to that. And then in front of this, there's another drive shaft that ultimately goes and connects to the engine, all right? So all of this stuff has to be lined up. And it's not going to work if I don't have that part, all right? Oh, the story gets better. Hang on. So, my choice was to scream and yell. Well, that's not going to solve anything. So, or to try to fabricate it, or write to AMT and try to get the part. Well, I didn't want to do that because it's going to take a while for them to respond. This is being shot on the Saturday of Labor Day weekend. I think today is the, what is today? 29th, I think. Saturday the 20th today. Today is Saturday the 30th of August. So anyway, I don't want to wait for AMT to respond by email, and then it'll probably take them a couple of weeks for me to get the parts. So my last and final choice, and the one that I ultimately chose, was try and fabricate it. So this is the part that I tried to fabricate. I have it back in the workshop. I'm going to show it to you. And I said that the story gets better, so here it is. Okay. You see the drive shaft right there? The one that fits into this? Okay. So I wanted to line up the drive shaft with the piece that I was fabricating, all right? Because I had to make a pilot hole for the drive shaft to fit in, all right? So made a template of this midship bearing, and I wanted to make a little spot on there for the pilot hole. So in order to do that, I needed the drive shaft. So I put the drive shaft up there in its proper place and connected it, so to speak, you know, put it in place so I could see where it was going to connect, all right? So I knew I had the drive shaft. When I went back later to get the drive shaft, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. Now, I know it wasn't missing because I had it, all right? I test fitted it, okay? So I knew that I had it. It was in the kit. So I knew it was on me that I had lost it. So I tore the workshop apart. I mean, I went all over that workshop, the 2 workbenches that I have. I checked out everything, got down on my hands and knees with a flashlight. I could not find this thing, all right? So after a while, you realize the futility involved in it, and you say, okay, well, I lost it. I don't know what happened to it. Aliens landed, came in and stole it or something. I don't know. So I came to the conclusion that I'm going to have to fabricate that as well, which is what I started doing. Okay. Do you know where I found it? I found it in the dehydrator. It was in the dehydrator. So after I started fabricating this thing, I thought I did a pretty good job on it. I found it in the dehydrator. Believe that? Okay, so I'll tell you what. Let's head back to the workshop. I will show you this midship bearing, or my version of it, fabricated, and I'll even clue you in on what I did with this drive shaft that I no longer need. There it is up there. That I no longer need because I found it in the dehydrator. All right, hang on, guys. I'll see you in the other room. Okay, guys, so we're here at the assembly workbench. Here is our frame. Here is, I'm knocking this stuff down, hang on. Here is our last issue where I came up with this bridge, this brace, so to speak, to hold up this rear area here. Okay, and that's what we worked on in the last video, and I thought I was done with fabricating. So here's the deal. This is our drive shaft, the one that I looked all over the place for and eventually found in the dehydrator, and that's going to fit in right here. Okay, that's where that's going to fit. So it's coming along, okay, at this level here. So that means where it connects into this midship bearing, the pilot hole for this has to come up, let me get my finger out of the way here, has to come up this high. All right, you got that? Okay. So, according to what I see here, okay, you see how it kind of comes up on the left here? All right, well, no, actually, that's the right. Papa doesn't know his right from his left. See how it comes up straight on the right here? And then on the left, it kind of, juts down at an angle. And then, of course, there's your base right down there. So the very first thing I had to do was determine where the, or what the width of the base was. I'm looking for my little pointer thing. Noah was here yesterday, and he likes my pointer things because they're colorful, and I can't seem to find any because he stole them on me, I think. So we'll use a pencil. Right down here is where that bearing is supposed to go. All right, can you see that? All right. Now, what you may not be able to see, I don't think the camera's picking it up, but that thing sits right between these two raised pieces. All right. So that's my width, here to here. All right. So that was the first thing I needed to determine, is the width. So the way I determined that was I took my calipers, okay, and I measured that down, let me see, like this. Okay, and that was about the width of the base of that midship bearing right there. So what I did with that was I took a piece of Post-it note. In fact, you can still see right here where I cut it out, and I placed this on the very edge, like this, okay? Left side, right there, against the left side of the Post-it note. Then I took a pencil, made a little dot, right? Came up here, made a second dot, right? And from there, with my straight edge, I connected the dots. All right. And I hit something was underneath here, so my straight line got a little squiggly, but we'll pretend that that is straight, okay, for demonstration purposes. Okay, now it's straight. All right. So then what I did was I took some scissors cut that out. All right. Now I've got the proper width of the base of that midship bearing. Okay. This will fit right into that slot right there. Okay. Then what I needed to do was I needed to determine where the pilot hole was going to be for this drive shaft. So I put this in here, right? I took my, hang on guys, I took my little paper template. I'm going to try to do this in such a way that you can see it. I fit this in there, and I kind of pushed this, can you see that? I pushed the drive shaft into the little piece of paper, and it left a little divot there, okay? And the divot is right there, all right? That's where the divot is when I pushed this in, all right? So I pushed it in with it lined up, all right? It's lined up, and I just kind of shoved it in there, made that little divot, okay? So ultimately, this is, there it is. This is what I was left with, okay? In fact, I think that's the actual template, okay? And the template indicated that little edge on the side was slanted, all right? So that's how I cut it out. And that's where the pilot hole is. And this lined up perfectly with that drive shaft, okay? So from there, I then got some polystyrene. I have mentioned in the past that I use polystyrene. These are polystyrene sheets, evergreen polystyrene sheets. You can get these at Hobby Lobby and likely any good hobby store. All right, so there's the pieces that I cut out. All right, so I cut out my piece, and I took a piece of the other polystyrene. I showed you these, okay, and these come in different sizes and so forth. So here's the one that I used right here, okay, and you can see it's kind of short because I cut the pieces off that I needed, all right, and with that I took two pieces that I cut out, 1 and 2. I needed 2 pieces, not just one, because, don't forget, I said that the drive shaft was going to fit in here. Okay, see that? Here's my midship bearing right here. And then on the other side of that, another drive shaft will go forward into the engine. Okay, so you have to fit one on each side of that midship bearing, okay? Like this. Okay, you got that? So, using just one, where's my paper template? I just had it here. Here it is. Nope, that's not it. All right, let's use this one. Let's use this one that's not cut out. If you cut out one, you're not going to have enough room in this pilot hole to accommodate a drive shaft on this side and then on the other side. All right, I hope I'm explaining that clearly. Drive shaft has to go on both sides, and one pilot hole in one piece of styrene isn't going to accommodate that. So I had to make 2. All right, that's where this came in. So I took the one piece that I cut out and I framed it. Okay, I framed it with this. And then with the second one that I cut out, I laid it on top. So I sandwiched the frame in between. Okay, here's what I got. Here's my piece. Okay, there's your pilot hole. Okay, this right here on the side is this, okay? And as I said, I went right around and I framed it, okay? So this that you're looking at right there is this. You can see two cutouts, 1, 2, all right? So I have my two cutouts, all right? This is laying down, okay? We're gonna pretend that this is 1, all right? This is laying down, and I measured and cut this and framed all around the edges with this. So with this laying down and now the framework in place, I took the second piece and laid it on top. And that gave me this. Okay, so I have two. And the pilot hole is drilled. Okay, so the base fits in this little spot. I'll try to do this so you can see it. Can you see that okay? Right, the base fits right in that spot. I know that's tough to see. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. It does fit in there, okay? And it's at the right height, okay? So when I put my drive shaft into here, okay? Get this, because as I'm pushing this in, this whole thing is sliding. Right? And we put this here, and that goes into the pilot hole. Yeah, this thing keeps sliding backwards on me. Right? But no, you can't see that. My hand's in the way. Let's see if we can demonstrate this a different way. All right, so here's our piece. Okay, maybe that'll work. All right, there's our piece. And then this will go in here, and then this goes in here. Still difficult to see, I know. You know what? I'm going to try something. Hang on. I'm going to try something. Let's try this. Maybe I can get this. How's that? If I get that to hold in place, maybe you can see it. Yeah. All right. You can see that coming in. Let's get this up here. Okay. And this then will fit in here. I think you're going to have to take my word on this, because I can't do this without getting my hands in there. And if I do it with my hands, your view is blocked. But take my word for it. It does line up and it does fit. Okay. There you go. You can kind of see it in there now. All right. There we go. I think I've got both pegs in their proper holes. All right. And this is fitting into this area very nicely. Okay, so I think I got away with my second shot at fabricating. So let's get to the good part of the story. Like I said, this is the drive shaft that I thought I lost. I almost lost again, that I thought I lost and ultimately found in the dehydrator. So I decided, all right, I'm going to have to fabricate that too. And this is, I've mentioned this in the past, I always keep the parts that I'm working on currently inside of a little plastic cup like this. And I get like 8 or 10 of these things at Dollar Tree for $1.25. And if I was really listening to what I preach, I would not have lost that. Well, it was in the dehydrator, so I guess maybe I can give myself a little bit of a pass. Okay, so this is what I did. I found 2 drive shafts in my parts bin, my parts archive, I call it, all right? Now, what I did, and this is taped, all right? I didn't glue it yet. So this is what I did. Let me pull this off, get rid of the tape, all right? Okay. And this might have worked too. All right, so the 2 drive shafts that I found were not long enough. So what I did was I clipped it, and you can see that this one is a little bit thicker than this one, all right, at least at this level here. I measured the length that I needed, all right, and I cut it appropriately. And then I took a pin vise, okay? Let me get a pin vise here. Hang on. Hope I don't hit the camera. I am hitting the camera. Sorry about that. All right, I took a pin vise, okay, and very carefully went right in the middle of this. Can you see that? Yeah, I'm still hitting the camera. And I drilled a hole, okay? See that? Now, that hole was not big enough for that. But I just needed to get a starter hole, kind of, like you would do with a center punch, all right? So with that hole there, I took a larger bit and went in and made the hole just a bit bigger, all right? And then I got that hole. So with that having been done, I was able to fit this right inside there, all right? And then I was going to glue that in and use that as my drive shaft, or my replacement drive shaft. But then, as it turned out, as I told you, I wound up finding this in the dehydrator. So having gone through all of that, turns out I didn't need it after all. So Papa, at least I can say I'm consistent at being a dunderhead. So anyway, that is where I'm at on this Peterbilt wrecker. Okay, so let's go over to the paint bench, and I'm going to give you another glimpse at the 3 kits for the group build, sponsored by Shaggy's Awesome Garage and Link's Scale Model Shop, under the hashtag of Assemblers United. So let's go over to the other bench and take a look at that one more time. Okay, so we're here at the paint bench, and again, here are our 3 candidates for the group build, the Assemblers United group build. We have A is the 56 Del Rey. Okay, that's A. All right, and B, we have our 34 Cabriolet. All right. And C is our 67 GTX. All right, let me get this out of the way so you can see what the GTX looks like. All right, and I will likely, if this is the one that's chosen, I will likely not do that in yellow. However, I am going to give you a choice of 3 colors and let you vote on that as well after I announce the winner of the group build that you have selected for me, and that is going to be announced tomorrow on Sunday, August 31st. Okay, so you can send your vote in by email. There's my email address right there. Okay, and if you would like a shop card, all right, there's my shop card. You can also send your address to me, your mailing address, to my email. If you're a content creator, there is my mailing address right there. Okay. And if you're watching on Facebook, please go over to the YouTube side and give me a thumbs up and subscribe. There's something else I wanted to mention, and I just, I can't remember it. So anyway, those are the 3, all right? And tomorrow being Sunday, I'm going to cut the voting off on this at 12 o'clock tomorrow on Sunday the 31st, and then I will count up the votes, and I will either announce the winner tomorrow evening, Sunday, or Monday morning. So at that point, you will be able to see the 3 colors for the build that you have chosen for me. All right. So anyway, the basis of this video really was to show you that when you run into problems like I have run into on this AMT wrecker, there's always something that you can do. And the one thing I want to show you is something like this. Excuse me, guys. Something like this can be your best friend, all right? Not the pencils inside, all right? The thing that is your best friend is this plastic case. See this clear plastic? Okay. That's what I'm referring to, not the pencils. I have had on more than one occasion, and if I can find, yeah, hold on one second. Having to walk across the workshop to grab this. I should have been ready, but I wasn't. This wagon right here, okay, the glass here got really smudged up and scratched. It was a mess. I couldn't save it. So what I did was I found something with clear plastic. It wasn't this. It was something else. But, you know, clear plastic packaging comes in 1,000,001 things. And I made a template, and I cut the plastic out, and I put it into this window opening right there. And it worked great. Now, it's not there right now, as you can see. Not because the glue failed or anything like that, because, well, you know, the grandchildren are down here all the time. The grandchildren got at this. So before the grandchildren got at this, yeah, that was in there and it was working nicely. So there is always a solution or an option when you run into an obstacle. You know, after you get finished, you know, screaming and having a tantrum, you know, walk away, settle down, and just give it some thought. And, you know, a lot of times you can come up with an out-of-the-box solution. So anyway, I think that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much. I have a bit of an announcement that I want to make, but it's not set up yet. But I was contacted by Gaahleri. And I just showed the Kaleido paints recently, okay, by Gaahleri. And I use a number of their airbrushes, and I just got 2 of them in recently. I think I showed these. I just got the there we go, the Mobius 0.3. I just recently got that in, and I got the Gaahleri 0.2 airbrush, okay, and I also have a few of the swallowtails. I really like the Gaahleri products, and I have said that long before Gaahleri contacted me. So this is not me, you know, trying to you know, kiss up the Gaahleri or anything because they contacted me. This has been my position long before they ever contacted me. But they did contact me, and they asked me to become an affiliate with them. And I am in the process of working out a discount code. In fact, they sent me the link, and I'm just trying to figure out how to get it on my channel. But after I figure that out, you will be able to purchase Gaahleri products, okay, airbrushes, any other equipment that they have, paints, whatever, at a 10% discount through Papa's Model Workshop, okay? And I am hopefully going to get that link up later today, and the next time we get together, I hope it's up. So anyway, until the next video, guys, I appreciate you tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.